here is one of the most incredible visions ever recorded in Scripture. Here we see Jesus revealed as never before. John, I think I'll read it here, Revelation chapter 1, and it's verse 13 through to verse 16. It talks here, it says, "And among the lampstands was someone like a son of man, dressed in a robe reaching down to his feet, and with a golden sash around his chest. His head and hair were like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were like a blazing fire. His feet were like bronze glowing in a furnace, and his voice was like the sound of rushing waters. In his right hand he held 7 stars, and out of his mouth came a sharp double-edged sword. His face was like the sun shining in all its brilliance." Wow. John felt a bit overwhelmed. He fell down. This is Jesus as he's never seen him before. Now, what a picture of Jesus it is. You know, you look at this artist impression here of what was really happening. Someone working with me on this series said, you know, that's not the sort of Jesus I think I could hug. And I said, well, you know, he's got a sword coming out of his mouth. And someone else said to me, but look at his eyes, you know, they don't look friendly. And his feet. But this is all symbolic, as you said earlier, but it has meaning, and it is relating to all that's going to come later on through Revelation, isn't it? It really is. So every part of this is of great significance as Jesus relates to his church.
Well, what interests me here is you have Jesus in the context of these candlesticks. And this is an immediate reminder of the Old Testament temple back in ancient times, ancient Israel and contemporary Judaism at the time that John was writing. And the candlestick was part of the temple service there. Now, it's interesting, for a number of years I had gone with tour groups to Laodicea, one of the 7 churches in Asia Minor. If you go to Turkey today and go to ancient Laodicea, 10 years ago, it was simply farmers' fields. There were 3 huge depressions there that were said to be ancient theaters or amphitheaters. And it was clear that a vast city was there. You walk across the farmer's field and you see bits of pottery and bits of marble and so forth. You're 2 feet down. There's this incredible city.
I've had the same experience. You say, why doesn't somebody do some work here?
And sure enough, the Turkish government has been doing that very recently.
And are to be commended.
Yes. And you had a chance to see that for the first time just a little while ago.
I was absolutely blown away.
Yeah.
Absolutely blown away.
That's right. Well, one of the things we found there in Laodicea was a description of the Jewish candlestick right on one of the columns. Why don't we have a look at that?
Okay.
I'm sitting in the central square, the marketplace of ancient Laodicea, and among the ruins that we find here is an interesting column. And on this column, you see a 7-branch candlestick. You can probably follow my finger just there. You see the 7-branch candlestick, and it's superimposed by a cross. One of the special themes of our series is how much Christianity is related to Judaism. In fact, the 2 did not start out at all as separate religions, but Christianity was an expansion and extension of Judaism as understood by the people of that time. You cannot understand the book of Revelation unless you understand its heritage, unless you understand the sanctuary themes, unless you understand the Old Testament, the scriptures of Judaism. And so this has got to be a crucial part of everything we do when we're studying the book of Revelation.